Hello everyone. So welcome to 3D. So today I'm just going to go into what I'm working on. This is a character for a client of mine. This design is not mine. I did not design this character, so I was just supposed to come make this character into an Adobe character puppet for animation. So the initially I was given a photo, just an image of in fact not even an image, a video. So I had to extract an image, and then from there I had to recreate the whole character. Okay, one thing that you need to know is this kind of characters. Let me just pull out the screenshot that I took so that you understand better. So this is okay. I've dragged it in. Nice. This is the character. See, this is the character that I used AI to like expand. Initially, I was just supposed to cut and like that. So this is the original image. Nice. Okay, so as you can see, this character is like a pencil kind of drawing. I don't know if you're seeing it. Let me check my OBS. Okay, yes, it's fine. So this is like, I think this is hand drawn on actually an actual paper. So he scanned it and sent it to me. So one thing that you would like to do in this case is to use Photoshop, which is really perfect for this particular kind of character. Normally, I do not encourage using Photoshop, but for this particular character, I would say use Photoshop. But I'm quite stubborn with Adobe Illustrator because I love using a vector, especially for characters. So I insisted on like experimenting. I tried to trying to recreate these from scratch, sort of. So what I did was let me just delete this. So this is the character that I've actually made. So as you can see, it's a bit difficult to get like a pencil kind of sketch kind of thing on Adobe Illustrator. This is a vector file, it's not an image. So you can see I can zoom in and details are still there. Detail doesn't pixelate. So what I did was, it was a bit difficult to get the stroke. I initially created my own strokes. That's my own what's it called, paintbrush. Thank you. My own paintbrush. So I actually initially created my own paintbrush, but I didn't like it that much, so I decided to go with the inbuilt one, and it worked perfectly actually. So what you just do is, you, instead of using the blob brush, you use the normal brush, and then you select this, that is this brush, and then you draw. And make sure you select this particular color. Just pick, because pencil is not really black, it's just sort of black kind of thing. So you use this color, and then you draw, and then you select. You can scale it down just so that it's not too thick, and then you get something like this. So you'll be able to get the stroke. And in some cases, like at this point, I had to go over twice and stuff like that, just like actual sketching and stuff, just to get this kind of effect. So now I was able to create the character using this method. And the good part is, you could even use your mouse to create something like this. Okay, so after creating it, now the issue is, as you can see, it's actually paper sketch. It's looking paper. The initial character that was sent to me is sort of supposed to be paper-like kind of. So how do I get this effect now? Because it's going to be really difficult to replicate that on this without slowing down your computer. I tried it. I was able to get something very close to paper-like, but my problem was I actually ended up slowing down my system. So another method you can do is to just select your character, maybe not the whole character, maybe select some part, some portion, and then you come to the effects, you come to effect gallery, and there's grain there. So there's you could use grain. So if you come to this film grain, and then you select it, and you have something like a paper kind of style for the character. But this is a bit too computer like. I don't know how to put it, but it's not very, it's not looking very rigid and stuff. So I came up with a better method for this. So now you could stick to Adobe Illustrator for this kind of characters. So you could just adjust this and get whatever size you want, whatever size of grain you want, and whatever like that, and it's fine if that is what you are going for. But my character is sort of supposed to look very paper-like. So what I did was I went online and got a texture. I got this particular texture. So what you just do is you place this texture over the character on top. So this is a paper this is a paper texture. So first thing, the problem with this is actually a very large file, so it's slowing down the system a bit, but it's still fine. This is just for this tutorial purpose and for actually the guy. So I'm going to be sending the character to the person with this particular texture. So we have this texture now. So you put it, you make it over the character, you make a different layer, and then you make the texture and add the texture there. So now just turn it off just so that you can see your character and then save your file. After saving your file, now let's head over to our Adobe CH. Good. Okay, so now we have the character but without the, because I made it invisible. So let me just go in. I am tempted to rig this character because, okay, this could actually be one of those tutorials that I'll actually rig, so that you learn how to rig this particular character. So I'm just going to go in and rig it. This character has a bit of his facial feature is a bit different from the other characters, but let's just go through it. So the mouth is fine, that is there. Then we have the trunk. His trunk is supposed to be moving, moving left and right and stuff like that. That is what the guy told me to. It's not supposed to stay in one position for a long time. So I'm just going to add, because there's a sequence here, there's like a cycle layer here. I'm just going to select it and add the cycle layers behavior to it, and then maybe make it 2. Yes, so that, yes, definitely 2. And then we make it to continuous. The cycle, we make it continuously, so it cycles through over and over and over again. So now we're fine with that. So now we'll come to the eyelid, and then I'm just going to drag this and create a swap set for it, because there are several eye swap sets here. So I'm going to select everything and latch, and just let me work on blink. Blink should be here. Yes, this is blink. So let's just add a blink tag to it. So now we have a blink tag. So this is going to blink, and it's not a sequence, so it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this 1 on your keyboard, make this 2, make this 3, make this 4, make this 5, 6, 7, and lastly 8. Good. So now we're basically done with the head. Let's close that, and then I'm just going to grab that downwards. So now what we need to do is add a head tag, just so that we can move the character. So I'm going to place it here, and then add a neck tag to it, add a draggable, come to the body, add the waist tag, add the draggable there, no draggable. So I'm just going to come to the legs and make them independent. Then let me just drag this up to this point, drag this up to this point, and then let's start this. So add a knee, and then make it drag, add a draggable, and then we'll just tag the rest. This looks like a bit complex for somebody who is just tuning into like Adobe Character Animator, but it becomes second nature to you when you read like 4 characters, because this is actually very, very easy to do. So just pay attention. Okay, I did draggable here, draggable, and then just so that the knees bend. It's not rubber hose kind of, but it's not a rubber hose kind of character that I'm trying to create. So I'm just going to add a bone there, add a bone, And I'm tempted to add a pin. Let me add it here and here. Add a pin here and here. Good. So now we have the arm A and arm B. So I'm just going to come down here and drag this hand A and drag it to swap set. My hands are a bit complex, but eventually you'll be able to understand what I'm doing. So this needs a hashtag 4, so I'm just going to drag this here. This needs a hashtag 2, so I'm just going to drag it here. This needs a hashtag 14, so I'm just going to drag it in. This needs a hashtag 10, so I'm just going to drag it in. This needs a hashtag B1, so I'm just going to drag it in. This needs a hashtag 14, so I'm just going to drag it in. Good. So now, there's something I missed, but I'm going to go back into it. So I'm going to go back and work on it eventually. Maybe, okay. Let me pause this video just for a little while, just so that I can go and fix it and come back. Okay, and we're back. So, okay, so I was just reading the characters, which is, okay, I'm done with all the IBs and I'm done with hand A. Yes, I'm done with hand A. So let's jump to hand B. So hand B, let's drag and create a swap set. And I'm just going to latch all this. Did I latch this? Okay, I didn't latch this, so let me just do that quickly. Latch, and then now we'll come to IB. Okay, this needs a hashtag 4, so let's drag that in. This needs a hashtag B2, so let's drag that in. Oh no, wrong. This hashtag B. This needs a hashtag 20, so let's drag it in. This needs a hashtag 10, so drag that in. This needs hashtag B1, so drag that in. This needs hashtag 14, so I'm just going to drag that in. Okay, so now we have the arm B, which is fine, but I also made an arm B top. This is supposed to be used in situations where the hand is overlaid over the hand behind the body, that is the arm B, which is behind the body, is overlaid over the body. So you put that over the body, and then you drop out the upper arm. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So where is waist? Waist is here, so you drag that to waist. My 10, I'm dragging that to my 10. So the IBs, I'm still going to do that. So we'll put 10 where it's supposed to be, and then we put 14 where it's supposed to be. Okay, so now all these are cycle layers. So I'm just going to select all of them. Select. Okay, including the arm B, arm A. To select all of them. Select like this. And then I'm going to add a cycle layers behavior. And make it 2, make it forward and reverse, and make it hold at last, on last layer. Good. So now that is basically it for the arms, even though I'm still going to be configuring them to keys, but that's relatively easy. So okay, let's configure this to keys. So A, the hand A, normally I use QWERTY, the upper key, so I'm going to use Q for this, use W for this, use E for this, use R for this, use T for this, and use Y for this. Okay, in the default you're not supposed to put anything there. A for this, S E, F, G, H. Good. So now what's next? Okay, we didn't add the walk behavior, so let's add auto blink first, and then let's add walk. We come down to walk and make the strength 75. Well, depending on your character or how you want the character to walk, how fast you want them to walk. So the elbow, I'm just going to move that to, let's say, 10. It's fine. So that's basically it for, at least for the rigging process. I think I'm still going to come back if there's no, well, okay. So now the problem is the texture is not there. The pencil style is there, yes, that's fine, but now the texture is not there. So I'm just going to activate, just make this visible, make the texture so it goes over the character, and then now that's over the character. The problem is, okay, I could just come here and I could just select this texture layer and come to the blending mode and make it overlay. And if I make it overlay, you see that the character now has the texture of the, let me make this a bit bigger. The character now has the character has the texture of the paper, but now there's a paper behind the character, which doesn't look very good. So what can we do about this? That is the question. So an easy way of doing, actually that's the best way of doing this, is to select the texture layer, come to the puppet, this place at the top, the puppet, the menu at the top. Then you come to create clipping mask. When you do that, it will create a clipping mask only around the character. So now only the character has the texture and the background is not visible, it's invisible. So we now have the texture, the paper texture on our character, which is very, very amazing. And we can just go in and just play around with the character. Let me just test the character just a little. I was hoping this tutorial would not be long, but it's still fine. So you see the character is okay, there's auto walking, so that's something I have to fix. And also his hand is not moving, that's something I have to fix also. And I'm just going to do that quickly. Just I'm hoping this video will not be more than 20 minutes. So just come to hand, and then the D hand, and then these two, the D hand, those are default hands, and just say whatever you want to name them is fine. Okay, I don't know why they are okay. They're taking D, which is not right. Anyway, what I'm just going to do is make them independent. After making them independent, then I'm just going to drag this to this point, drag this to this point, and then now we could add the shoulder. Let's just add a shoulder here, add a shoulder, and okay, so I'm just going to go in, select, and then let's add, okay, I've added the shoulders. Okay, I think we might name that. Okay, so name it, tag it rather. So I'm just going to come here and add this, add a drag here, and add the wrists. You can put it at the wrist, but well, anyway, it's fine. Let's do the hand B. Now let's add a point. Let me add draggers there. Let me add a shoulder here. And then wrists, and then we'll add a dragger there too. Let's add a dragger here. Good. So now select the puppet and remove this from immediate. Let it be left and right arrow. So, okay, so we're done with at least for its movements. Just for us to So you can see the texture is actually displaying, and the character is fine, and you can see you can do stuff like this. So the character is actually fine, and his facial, well, his face is a bit subtle. That's how I'm supposed to create the character, so it's not like it's something that I would have done in my own characters. I would have made the like it's fine. So sorry about that. So I could just press, you see his eyes is widened, and you can see the blink is working fine. So this is when he's angry, kind of. So this is like dead, surprised or shocked or whatever. Okay, I need to fix that, but you get the point. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to leave it here for now. At least for this video, I don't know if I'm going to be adding something to it, but at least now we now know how to texture our character even with Adobe Illustrator. So gradually there are certain things that you might not ever need to do on Photoshop, especially because Adobe Illustrator will give you so much feature. Like if you can zoom into the character, you could expand the character without worrying about pixels. You could and the character, it works way better on a Character Animator because your frame rate will be way higher compared to when you're using Photoshop. You can easily just replace stuff like like Adobe Illustrator is just the best for creating puppets. So try as much as possible to work with that. Thank you for watching. Please give us a like, give us a sub. It will really help us reach more people, and it will help us reach you also with more content like this. Thank you, and bye for now.